Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the War of my First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Oh, okay, yes, that was a fabulous weekend. Apparently, according to the 5-year-old, it was best birthday ever, even though hubby has herniated a disc on the first morning. So that was great fun getting him home again on airplanes and cars and all the rest of it. But hey, you just look at the end of the day, you just go with it. You just do what needs to be done. Okay, what am I going to have a look at in this particular reading? I want to have a look at, well, what's happening with Pam Bondi at the moment. So I'm not going to read on the plantation burning down. Rosie from Rosie's Insights did a fabulous reading on that in regards to it being the spirits having a play with the electricity was her take. So pop over to Rosie's Insights and have a look at that if you feel that you want to. She also talked about the issues with the air traffic control towers at the moment. I have to, while I was watching it, yeah, I had been putting off doing a reading on that, and I totally agree with what she got as well, in that uh, that it is fiddling with the system from external sources to, I mean, they're blaming Biden for the air traffic control situation, despite the fact that Felon 45 and his regime have fired just about everybody who would be maintaining and looking after it. And I do feel that there will be there will be an incident. I'm just going to put it there. I'm going to leave it there. I can't tell you where. I can't tell you when. Um, don't let it hold you back. If you're going to travel by air, just feel within yourself um, whether you are comfortable flying. If your guides, if they're for whatever reason, if they're telling you no, and you will know when they're telling you no because they'll throw all sorts of obstacles in your course, then perhaps put it off for a little bit. It's up to you, but if everything goes smoothly and as it's meant to be, then you are meant to be flying. You get what I mean? Like you're going through life, and if something becomes really difficult, it's because it's not meant to be. If you just go with it and everything sorts out how it's meant to. For example, a flight back to home was cancelled yesterday due to the runway flooding at our big regional airport here. It was cancelled, so I just wandered over to the Qantas check-in desk. Yeah, Qantas, and they changed us to the next flight to Sydney. Was not an issue, and I wandered down to the hire car place, and they said, "Yes, we can give you a car. Would you like this particular car?" Which would have been my first choice. And I said, "Yes, please, I'll have that one." So everything was fairly smooth in the process of it. So, everything was right. Okay, entertainment only. Although I did need a big glug of Johnny Walker when I got home. Entertainment only. So I'm going to talk about the Pam Bondi leak memos. She's put out she's basically declared that the DOJ is the president's private legal office. Is that how you put it? I mean, Felon 45 in his first regime with Bill Barr basically treated the DOJ like his personal attorneys, and he's gone even further with the current DOJ. Pam Bondi has also declared that journalists now can be prosecuted for printing leaked information. Well, excuse me, what happened to freedom of press? I'm sure is that the Second Amendment or the First Amendment? I can't remember, but it's up there in the top there. So the freedom of press, if they don't disclose who leaked the information. The latest that's come out from Pam Bondi is, where do I go to it? Federal prosecutors across the country may soon be able to indict members of Congress without approval from lawyers in the Justice Department's Public Integrity section, according to 3 people familiar with the proposed um, attorneys in that particular section, the public integrity section. Under the proposal, investigators and prosecutors would also not be required to consult with the section's attorneys during key steps of probes into public officials, altering a long-standing provision in the Justice Department's manual that outlines how investigations of elected officials should be conducted. So basically, it's going to be a free-for-all on members of Congress if Felon 45 decides that he doesn't like them. If adopted, the changes would remove a layer of review intended to ensure that cases against public officials are legally sound and not politically motivated. So therefore, there will not be oversight to ensure that um, charges laid aren't brought due to petty um, just sorry if my brain's not functioning properly. It doesn't stop my guides from coming through, but from petty vindictiveness, that's the word. Basically, removing the layer of review that would ensure that charges brought were not from political motivation and that they were actually legally signed. Career prosecutors of the Public Integrity section guided and signed off on the criminal investigations into the alleged corruption of New York Mayor Eric Adams and the former Democrat Senator Bob Menendez. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, so basically what it was is that Justice Department spokesperson confirmed the proposal and said that no final decisions have been made. The 3 people familiar with the proposal spoke on the condition of anonymity because they feared reprisals. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Where do we go with this? So basically, the DOJ is now weaponized against the Congress. So let's have a look. Now I'm going to use my runic tarot because boy oh boy is it dark energy that we're going through at the moment. Hopefully the cards will be light enough for you. Let's have a look. So the latest out of the DOJ is that the DOJ is now politicised and weaponised against anybody that Felon 45 or anyone in his regime. You got to remember, he's just the orange buffoon out the front of the stage when the string pullers are in behind the curtain changing the scenery. And speaking of changing the scenery, the woman who is brain dead up to life support because she was 9 weeks pregnant. So they're forcing her to stay on life support. I'm talking about um, members of this regime. They're forcing her to her body because she's not there. Her spirit and her soul have departed. The family does not want this, but the legal system has forced her to be put on life support until the child is born. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. She is brain dead. Her body is not producing the required hormones and the required um, changes within the body of the host, and I'm going to call it a host because she is no longer that woman. Because she's brain dead, she will not be able to provide what the fetus requires to actually develop through to being born. Um, and what is going to happen is that it won't develop. She will be put through, her family will be put through this absolutely horrific situation. And I'm going to say it is purely to make a point. It's the same as when our deposed opposition leader who lost his seat in the last election as well. Now the coalition has split as well over just the infighting. He spent $12 million reopening a detention centre to put a young family in to make a point. This is nothing to do with what's right and wrong. It is purely for them to I'm going to say own the libs, but it's not about owning the libs. This is just so wrong, and it's purely to feed their base, to just ah. The ghastliness of it, I can't even describe. So I want to have a look at Pam Bondi now using my runic tarot. So Pam Bondi has now ruled, the DOJ has now ruled that it's a free-for-all on Congress members. How's this going to go? It's the legal system, the judicial system is the last bastion that is holding the line at the moment. Now, they did vote, I believe, 72 against Felon 45 just the other day in regards to the class, did I get that right? The class action about the regime. The DOJ were wanting that each wanting the right to deport without due process, and they were wanting each person's, if they were going to bring a case, to be standalone. So I believe, if I've got this right, the Supreme Court ruled 7-2, and we know who the two were, to push back on both of those issues, that there can be a class action and people do have their judicial right of due process, or they have to be notified and given a certain number, I think it was 30 days, to actually present their case to stay or to self-deport if they didn't believe that they were going to. So, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the free-for-all on Congress. Come on down, let's have a look. Sorry about my big long ranting. There's just so much to unpack at the moment. So the first card out is the Seven of Swords. This is very much about, the Seven is about the sneaking into camp and stealing the truth, stealing the judicial system, weaponizing the judicial system, or attempting to attack those that are just going about their normal business, protecting what needs to be protected. Oh boy, oh boy. Now this symbol on its side here, defense is on its side. They don't have a legal leg to stand on in regards to this, but they're putting the judicial defense system on its side. The figure here with his little M emblazoned on his jacket here is about harmony, teamwork, loyalty, trust. So this is about the Congress members here going about their duty and the judicial defense system betraying, attacking. Oh, okay. Challenge is going to be all these legal swords being packed up and moved forward. So there's going to be pushback against this, absolutely. It is literally a fight of good versus evil that is going on here with the Moon card. The good versus evil about the protection. Okay, let's see where we go. In the past, we've got the Queen of Wands. She's usually an inspirational queen. She's bringing forth a new message. It is this Bondi. I know she's blonde. It is this Bondi in the past. bringing forward this new information, or is this the whistleblower bringing this information? Volatile, fiery information in the past. Okay, let's see where this goes. Crowning the reading. There's Bondi there. There's Plastic Pam. Nine of Pentacles. All her trophies, all her protections, all her money. Remember, she got paid $25,000 for dropping, when she was Attorney General of Florida, for dropping the case against Trump University. She was paid for that. She was getting $115,000 a month from Qatar as a lobbyist. Yeah, she's just in this luxurious position, privileged position. I think she's all that in a cup of tea. I want to know who this Queen of Wands is. Okay, the immediate future, the Five of Pentacles. Out in the cold. Who's out in the cold? Is this the Congresspeople, or is this the protections? Thank you. The protections. Pentacles can be about money. They can be about protection. They can be about health. They can be about votes, etc. But I'm getting the protections. The protections under the Constitution in the immediate future are just being shattered everywhere, under attack and shattered, and barely holding together under this attack that is literally good versus evil. Somebody might find themselves arrested. The Eight of Swords at the point of the sword. I'm going to ask about that in a sec. Internally, a tower moment. This is literally all that we took for granted is destroyed. The protections of the Constitution, the integrity, the dignity, everything gone. Hopes and fears. The Knight of Swords. Rash action. A brutal truth, a harsh reality coming forward, charging in recklessly. What's the outcome? The King of Swords, the Page of Swords, and then Judgment, a collective awakening, a call to arms, a rising up. I think the legal system is going to hold. There's going to be a court case against this or in regards to this. I mean, Hannah Dugan, a judge who was going about her official judging duty, was arrested and charged. The threat on the legal system has now moved towards Congress. I think it was Twin Tarot did, again, the other day, a really good reading about, I have no qualms about recommending other readers who do good readings on topics that I don't have time to touch on, or they pass me by or whatever. A really good reading on a big, beautiful bill going in front of Congress. This is a threat to Congress members to pass the bill, I suspect, but there may even be somebody be arrested here. It's not going to be a Republican. I feel it'll be a Democrat. I'll have a further look at this. Is it AOC, the inspirational female, or Jasmine Crockett? Have a look, because in the past they've been outspoken, they've been fiery, they've bought it, they're inspirational in the past. Somebody's going to get arrested here. I'm just going to say that. The Queen of Pentacles, the Homeland Security, the protections, what is supposed to be the protections. It's at an end. It's done. Put a fork in it. Let me have a look. What I'm actually being told is they're going rogue. They're going rogue, these people. Felon 45, he hasn't got a clue they're doing most of this stuff until after it's done. There's just the puppet out the front being distracted by the gold wallpaper that he's licking. Oh, goodness me. The old Veruca in licking the wallpaper and blowing up type thing in Willy Wonka. Okay, is there going to be an arrest of a Congressperson? Let's have a look. There's that Queen of Wands again. One of the female ones who's been working together with others. Yep. 5 of Cups. Couldn't give a rat's fig about human life, about due process, about it's literally a corrupt indolence tipping over the cup. Couldn't give a rat's backside against who they affect. In the past, we've got the strength. So are they going to arrest a compassionate strength? I love all the little fairies in this card. I don't know if you can see them, all the little fairies dancing around. Someone who's strong but empathetic and compassionate. I think it's AOC. I really think it's okay. A young person who was protecting the energy over this. The young person who is bringing protection. Yep, it's going to be the bison in the room, the high priestess. Now, we did have the birth of the white calf not that long ago. 6 months ago, was it? 12 months ago? I can't remember. That heralded significant change, but the high priestess, the hidden agenda coming forward and showing itself. 6 of Pentacles, which can be about, well, it's looking at the picture on this card, it's not about giving and receiving help. This is about tossing somebody out and closing ranks behind them. Again, defense is on its side here. Bringing the wrath of the heavens down internally. The fear. The hopes and fears. The work going on behind the scenes. But I mean, look at the look on this guy's face. It's just, sorry, I'll try and get the light on it. The planning going on behind the scenes. The abuse of power, the stealing, the betrayal, the setting fire to the camp. 2 5s. The shattering of the protection of the Constitution, but then we've got that Knight of Swords again. Somebody standing up and taking the sword in their hand, the sword of truth, perhaps pushing back on the court case, trying to protect. You've got the 2 bald eagles here, protect what is best of the United States in what is a nightmare situation. And then we've got the King of Wands. And again, an inspirational king coming forward, bringing forward this message, a new plan, bringing with him fire. So you've got 2 kings in this horrible, horrible, horrible betrayal. If I keep going, we've got the 2 of Pentacles. A decision that needs to be made about protection, about the path forward on the protection. in the face of this, again, 555, 3 fives. Fives are about challenges. They're about 4 fives. All of the fives are here. Challenge, obstacle, something that needs to be overcome. Otherwise, you cannot move forward. This defiance with the Page of Wands. Volatile action being taken, and the Tower. The collapse of what was. Well, no, the collapse of what is. The collapse of what is. On the base, whatever they're doing, it's betrayal and treasonous. Finding themselves isolated, target on their back. I'm talking about this is Bondi. The Hanged Man being stopped. And then we've got the Star of Hope and Healing. And then the Magician manifesting a new path forward. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say the order is going to come down for the arrest of a congresswoman, and I believe it's going to be AOC. I could be wrong on that, but a congresswoman is what I'm getting. Does it feel like it's going to be a GOP? Is this what is going to break this regime? Is this action, the combination of so many things, is this action, this rogue action, is this going to be what breaks this regime? We've got, again, the 5, and then we've got the Empress, which is the birth of something significantly new coming forward. I'll try a lorry method of shuffling. The cards are obviously better at it than mine. I mean, there's so many things that could take this regime down, but is this, we keep getting, they're going to go too far. So first of all, I think Felon 45's changed his allegiance from Russia to the Middle East, which is not going to play out well for him because Russia's got the dirt on Felon 45, but he seems to believe that he's going to be able to control the narrative. If I haven't done this yet, entertainment only. How's this going to play out for the Felon 45 regime? Eight of Pentacles, hard work, honest hard work going on behind the scenes to bring forward the truth that's going to be a new beginning. Here's this female again. The guidelines, the guardrails are going to hold with the nine of Wands. The Constitution is going to hold, and it's going to be seen as a treasonous betrayal. And then we've got the Hierophant, the Supreme Court ruling on it. They have to make a decision about which way to go forward in regards to these protections, and I think they're going to do the right thing with the Sun there. The Sun and the Chariot. And there's the Ace of Pentacles, the protection. So, my question is how's this going to play out? I know a few readers have seen Plastic Pam be carted off in handcuffs. Felon 45 always, I'm just going to put that out there, he always has somebody who will take the fall for him. And if he has to throw Bondi under the bus for this, even though he may have been the one that told her to do it, There's nothing in writing. She can't prove it, and he will throw her under the bus. How's this going to play out for Bondi? Plastic pen. How's this going to play out for plastic pen? Wheel of Fortune. Karma's going to come and bite her on the bum. The wheel will turn on her quickly. It's a 10. End of a cycle. Quickly. Things will turn on her. And she will find herself without protection out in the cold. At the base, we've got the Six of Wands, which can be some sort of victory, but he's waving a white flag there. The white flag of surrender, the energy that she's stewing in. She might think she's victorious, but how's this going to play out for Bondi? Again, the birth of something significantly new, a new cycle. She's got this Wheel of Fortune here that she will be turning. So in the past, painful birth, right. Crowning the reading, we've got the Three of Pentacles. This is about plan coming to fruition. She thinks, so her challenge, so she's going to think she's victorious. She's going to think that, okay, right, it's in place, let's make it happen. But her challenge is going to be this Five of Pentacles. The immediate future, the circle of support, the celebration. However, externally, the stealing into Congress and attacking those going about their lawful business, the Seven of Swords. It is literally a fight of good versus evil. How's this going to play out? The agreement that was made. However, it's not the Lover's card. It's not a really powerful agreement. This is her accepting her mission. Let me put it that way. And in 5 seconds, this recording will self-destruct. She thinks she's protected. But we've got the Ten of Wands. We've got the Queen of Wands, whoever this figure is. We've got the Nine of Wands, which is the guardrails holding. How's it going to play out for Bondi? I think she's going to find herself sacrificed for this. Yep, I think she's going to find herself betrayed and sacrificed. Isolated, under investigation for all of the riches that she gained. And we've got the Star card, the defense, and then we've got the World. The Nazis looking into the Ark of the Covenant, ending of a cycle. Secrets are going to be revealed, and it's an end for her. With the Death card. Yep. I'm going to say I think she was given a mission to do it. She's going to do it. But it's not going to end well for her. Why these people, I will never, ever, ever understand why these people hitch their wagon to Felon 45, because he has no loyalty, he has no integrity. And you only have to look at what happened to all those that were in his inner circle in his last regime. They didn't end up in jail. They ended up penniless in their sons' basements, or they lost their law licenses, or whatever else. I don't think I can name, or they lost their reputations, they lost their careers. I don't think I can name a single one of them that came out better than they went in. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Love to you all. Bye-bye.